G'day, how's it going? I'm Daryl and welcome to another episode of Test Drive. I'm here with Andrew, our expert here, and today we are going to be talking about the CommScope Propel Phobot.
So this is the CommScope Propel Phobot. It comes in both a 1, a 2 and a 4U phobot. It is available for data centers mainly, but can also be used in a fit-out scenario. As you can see from the front, it is able to hold 144 core inside it. It's got a different range of setups. So we have here a whole bunch of different trays that slide out, which are marked on the front here, A through to L, and we have 3 different trays on there. This is showing some of the cassettes that have been installed. As you can see, we've got different media cassettes already installed in here, and you can see the different sizes of cassettes that we're able to put in there. The beauty of the Propel Phobot is you can mix and match, so it doesn't just have to be a 12-core cassette, a 24 cassette, a 16, or an 8-core cassette. We can fit all of these side by side seamlessly.
So it's interchangeable?
Is interchangeable as you would like it to be. Also with different forms of media, as you can see here, we have different forms of media that have been installed. So the cassettes can come out from the front. We can install them from the front anywhere we'd like using these guided rails. And easily install into the frame as such and locked into place to be able to hold the fibre connections in both the front and also within the back, which we'll show you shortly. And can also be easily slid back into place to make sure that all your fibre connections are safe. The labelling is here at the front where you can set up for all 3 different trays, and as you can see it is set into small allocations, so we can have larger cassettes labelled this way, smaller cassettes, or even the 24 core cassettes can be labelled like that. The lid can be closed quite easily to give protection to the patching when you're not working on the phobot. So if we have a little bit of a look at the rear is undone by these 2 screw nuts. Inside the back of the phobot, you can see that we've got access to the cassettes here. The cassettes can be pulled out from the rear and installed from the rear just as easily as they were from the front. For connection and then installation, we have these management clips that can be used to tie onto the trunks as they come in the entry position for them, to be able to lock them into place. They actually come with each of the trunks, and also we have clips that come with the phobot as well. Not only can the cassettes be installed from the front, but if we're plugging them in from the rear into the back of the MTP connectors there, we can also easily slide them in from this angle as well. Putting back onto the rear cover of the phobot is fairly simple and straightforward. Just slides into place, and then the screw nuts are put back on to secure the back portion of the phobot. Cabling entries are in from the side, and this gives protection to the connections within inside the phobot.
So what are the benefits of this phobot?
So the benefits of this phobot are that it is a very high density phobot, so it allows for 144 core to be in 1U of rack space, so that allows you to have a lot more rack space available for active equipment. It also means that you've got high density for cross connection, so that you're able to allow for a lot of fibre to come into a rack with it, like I said, without utilising too much space. The real benefit of a Propel Phobot is, as we discussed before, is that you can have segregation of different modes of fibre. So you can have basically Edge 8, which is a smaller cassette. You can have 16 core, you can have 24 core, and you can have 12 core, which is more your standard base 12 scenario. It also allows for an MTP pass-through cassette, so that's where you can plug in your MTP to MTP connections. These are usually for a higher bandwidth solution, which looks like where the generation of data cabling is going, especially with all the transceivers and now trying to push through more bandwidth. So I think CommScope have got that captured moving forward as far as future is concerned.
As you said, I do think it's really important that phobots have the ability to have the MTP pass through the cassette. Like, that's I think that's integral.
Looking at some of our customers and the trends that we've got moving forward, it seems to be this is where we're taking off to. So the connections that are going to be moving forward, I think also, you know, how we highlighted with Base 8, because of the way that Base 8's working, I think that's probably the next generation of how we're going to be working forward. And then we've got the Base 16 as well. So they have covered all this. I guess they're future-proofing this model to make sure that it can lead into, if you build this into your data center now, you can, especially with those sliding trays, you can remove, if you're starting off with Base 12, they can come out and you can put Base 8 and Base 16 into the same phobot, which is a great idea. With some of the other phobots that have this same scenario of 144 core, they don't have the ability. We can take out those trays that we showed on the front and you can replace them with a Base 8 module, but this allows you to have the same tray for Base 8 as well as Base 12, which is quite unusual and quite unique to this product.
CommScope have really thought about, you know, where the future is when it comes to phobots, and having that interchangeable Propel system, like, it's good to have.
Yeah, it shows CommScope is putting a lot of energy into R&D and trying to think outside the square, which I think, you know, like Syndedicom, that is something that I think is going to benefit them. So as you can see, the brackets on the side here, which are what mounts you to your cabinet,
Yep.
can be moved front and rear to suit the management rails. So if you don't have the depth at the back, or you want to move things a little bit forward, you can actually move these rails to suit. You can see the little holes here, and you can see at the moment they're screwed into this, but there's quite a few positions that you can actually make this phobot sit with inside your rack. The phobot itself is quite lightweight. That's been intentional. Not only does that assist in inside the rack and making sure that you don't have too much weight inside the rack, but it also is a benefit for shipping as well. So it means the shipping costs, especially of multiple phobots, can be kept to a minimum. That's been a big thing since COVID, and they've also taken that into consideration when building this phobot.
Wow, this is a really innovative phobot. Thanks for showing us this.
No problems at all. It's been a great experience to be able to bring this to you. Like we said, CommScope products is really evolving at the moment, and I think it's really worth highlighting its benefits. Definitely worth checking out. Like I said, very innovative. This is definitely the design of the future. So thank you, Daryl. It's been my pleasure to show you the CommScope phobot today. It's been my pleasure.
So that's it for today's test drive on the CommScope Propel phobot. If you enjoyed this video, leave us a comment, give us a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to us. We're also on LinkedIn, so follow us there for more updates. See you guys on the next test drive.
See you later.
The CommScope phobot. So Andrew, sorry, I was